Ursa, if he doesn't have mana, it wrecks him, actually. That actually is a good counter pick to
I
Ursa.
think both teams' drafts is kind of 50-50. Like, they both have their windows and ways to win the game. It's all up to, like, execution.
Jesus. I'm not sure Peter would like that very much. Speaking of which, he's got a thing cosmetic of his own here. Quite the hat. But let's get the game underway. VP, Rune about to spawn. They're going to grab G with the...
Build from Arteezy. He has not actually spent all of his money. I wonder if he's going to go for a Magic Stick as soon as he sees the Fat in the lane. Maybe he might go for an early...
at least in this tournament. I know teams have tried in the past. There was some success from Alliance and Starladder, but really outside of that, the jungle game has not been denied, and you can't ban it out, obviously, at this point. They've done it, I think, with Night Stalker in previous events. We've seen the Beastmaster a few times. The Enigma's an option. PPD's played Chen, so... do you think VP can punish the jungle this game? Will their lanes be strong enough to do it, or is EG just going to get away with it?
Nah, Sven's not one of those heroes that rotates. Like Gyrocopter, level 6.
Whereas Universe, he is going to get his own side pull off here from the looks of things. At least a couple of the creeps headed that way, so... having a bit of an easier time on the mid lane. They're making a go here on Sumail. G has a Sunstrike ready. Sumail will salve up in vision. Wouldn't have been able to be in position, but while the fire flies up, Boba should be safe. We'll farm the woods. Spear made a trip back to the well, now level 4. Keeping pace with everyone. Already rushing into the headdress here. We are going to see some early utility for the team.
I wonder why he's keeping his hawk right there.
Maybe worried about the bat trying to sneak up on him, but they had vision on him there.
Yeah, it's strange. Normally
Bottom lane, well, they do find the kill. Universe gets caught out. FNG, well, at long last he strikes. The lady. They needed it, because if you look at the CS so far, it really seems like EG's getting the edge here overall. No low here on the mana, but should have enough for a combo. PD's not going to take the bait. He rotates back. Boots already. Where is he going to roam next? Oh, just back to the top lane.
Let's see how Phobos is doing on his progression. Looks like he hasn't been stacking too much, only a double stack right there. He might be able to get in time for the 5-minute one, but Phobos looks like he's going for the Tranquil Boots. Very, very scared of PPD running in. But in the meantime, Fear is getting a ton out of the jungle. Number 1 in terms of CS, pretty high up there in terms of net worth, and even getting first blood on the side of VP may not be enough to squeeze this net worth lead.
Peter is there, and they're going to head, for now, to the left. They're already spawned. See which way they wrap around, maybe trying to isolate the Batrider here.
Yeah, if they get a kill on Phobos and then they steal his stack, we're talking about like a 13, 13-minute blink if he's lucky. But because Phobos was healing at the time, he actually missed the triple stack, but at the end of the day, he still doesn't die.
And he's going to get a big wave now. It's pushing in quite a bit.
I don't know. I think that EG might take this stack, though. It's not good to lose this position, because now the Ancients from Sven are going to be contested.
They're trading. They're taking the tier 1 bottom wraparound though from Fear on this bottom at the top lane is he roars out FNG, catches out the Venge, and it looks like he'll tank the gank. Phobos able to sneak away, but Island does get a tier 1 bottom, and he's now up to 1100 gold, so early pressure from EG, somewhat counterplayed by VP, but the overall numbers do appear to be favoring EG thus far. So Big Daddy Sven does have his ultimate. Island gonna use the Dominator, he's gonna send a creep in. The Hadouken may be annoying, but this Roshan is dropping very quickly. Wave of Terror, just a little assist here for EG, helping get that Roshan big quicker, or maybe they do look to fight. Holding to a position, PPD pretty low outside the pit. They then stun Arteezy, but VP not comboing their spells to get kills, and the man that they're focusing on is an Angry Bear. G apparently holding his honey hostage. Arteezy's not gonna allow that. Claps him, charges onto him, smacks him, actually gets bogged out a bit, lost the vision there that he needed to continue auto-attacking, then a 2-hit goes from Silent. He may become the new victim. Perhaps the worst one, they purge off the roar there, able to back Silent away to safety, will then TP out, so a good disengage from VP in the end. While this is happening, G is getting some farm in the mid lane. Looks like the Midas is flying out now. EG though, still emerging overall with an Aegis. And I'll certainly be happy about that.
That's very impressive that Lil was actually level 6 at this point. It's 9 minutes in. It's pretty early for a support that doesn't really have great jungling capabilities. I think he picked up an Arcane Rune at level 2 and was able to kill some of the neutrals very early on. But if he weren't level 6 there, I think Sven would have died and then this tower would have fallen. So it's very crucial he had False Promise at that particular engagement. But at the end of the day, EG sweep a lot of objectives.
Yeah, they do, and you know, Winter said it best, I think, when he said, the Ursa's fast-paced, and we are seeing that thus far. They get Roshan, They take towers. Now we'll have to see where EG go from here. They're about to complete the Mask of Madness on Arteezy, so going straight into the CTY build that was very effective for eHome back at MDL. Definitely an item you want to take fights with early, abuse the cost-effective move speed and pressure objectives. Meanwhile, Fear has completed a Vlad's. So EG, all early to mid-game items, not going for anything big or greedy. They just want to fight.
They need the Batrider Blink to contest this, and Phobos farming pretty safely because there's a lot of vision on the EG heroes, but still they're losing towers left and right, and if they don't connect big on the lasso, all this time will be wasted for naught.
Now look at PPD. That's a confident Lion. He's got a ward. Then forward, still not yet level 6. They have spent a lot of time grouped up as a team. Essentially, Fear's become a core at this point, and he will group up to grab that tower bottom lane. Meanwhile, in mid, they make a move towards Arteezy, but he's simply too tanky to bring down, so simple harassment for now. VP playing the keep away game, cutting the waves top, and just avoiding a direct gunfight with EG overall, who appear to be intent on bigger objectives. They're moving deeper and deeper into the VP woods, double boars, duking it out with the evil Satyr, forcing VP back all over their jungle. They've pretty much forfeited control of this. Not safe to walk up any hills.
They didn't even get the T1 on top, and EG are still mounting the pressure. They have a lot of auras, level 2 inner beast, they have the Vlads, they have the safety of the Aegis on Arteezy, and VP they just know they're so weak.
They still don't have a blink of Phobos. 12 minutes, very close, but he won't have it for the tier 2. So this will be a total of 3 towers and a Roshan claimed by EG. One objective, just a solitary tier 1 VP as we hit 12 minutes.
So they're keeping up pretty well in terms of farm. Sven just took out a mini stack of the Ancients, Invoker with a very early Midas. I believe I saw most of a drums on the chicken, so they're doing a good job of just not getting overrun. If they fight into the over-leveled Ursa at this point, I think they'll suffer a lot of casualties. Once they get the Blink Dagger on Bat, looks like they will smoke mid, get a kill.
Alright, who do they have vision on right now? They see PPD mid, grab his levels, but I think support Lion.
Prophet is your prime target. You know, probably wouldn't have to. Batrider doesn't really do that much damage, but still important for him to have items, so it's about even, I would say.
And Phobos, he's posted up quite aggressively here in the top lane. A bridge too far for that man.
Yeah.
Definitely a big contender here. It's a hard carry. He does get trapped out though. At the neutral creep, PPD moving in. Managed to snipe that Invoker. Cross for EG, but the counter comes. DK Phobos jumping in deep, working on the universe here. Pops the drone, heads the other way, but the waiting off the blow. Even the Dragon's trying to get involved in this one. Heads down to the south. Can they nuke him down with the Purifying Flames? Just enough damage to get the kill. Silent, just not joining the party. Too late to actually contribute, but won't die here. Meanwhile, Arteezy on the bottom lane, just pushing things out. And the Ursa just hasn't really fought. He's 1-0-0. Arteezy is just purely farming at this stage. Sumail, eyes on FNG, he's gonna throw up the plasma field, chasing forward. So there to body block away, and Will they get the Starbolt off, but right as he blinks out, Arteezy's gonna dodge away from that one. Chasing onto FNG. Will, alive for now. He did quit the false promise for this and not able to save FNG. Ends up going down. Plasma field now used. They're chasing these supports down, and they're gonna need a little more backup. Invoker in position, dropping the Sunstreak. Clips PPD, bring him down to half health. They do come down from distance, but can't finish the job. Will now trapped in the trees, isolated, surrounded, and about to get mauled by the bear. He'll fall too. They, in the end, lose the 2 supports. The core survive, but EG is still in the driver's seat, and they pin out the Roche. Fortunately for them, it's about 2 minutes until he respawns.
They just didn't have they were not prepared at all for the smoke, and the 2 supports were sitting there. They just couldn't do anything. They didn't have
it was kind of an unusual angle for them to approach from, like south of the tower.
Which is good. A hectic fight for EG is good because they can set it up there prematurely with a Hawk. Get up at Rider, prepare for that.
Here. Technically your forward position, but he's farming a lot more than that. PPD getting stuck on one side, and Fear on the other, lassoed and committing a deafening, or rather a mean fall there. They'll finish him off. PPD on the run as well. Sounds gonna have a stun here soon. Get off the dog's trying to make the time, trying to turn. Too slow, just the one sticky napalm charge.
And then on the opposite side, you have to deal with
PPD, bottom lane, there's somebody gets some silence, doesn't make the opponents up. They will quickly serrate the Lion.
I just want my blink, guys.
Close, but not close enough. So, you mentioned a lot of ways to kite this Sven. They also have a lot of first of all, tools to kite the Ursa, and solutions for that kiting. The Oracle's great against the Beastmaster, especially. Sven's going to get a BKB at some point, which will largely make the Lion irrelevant if he pops it in time. So I feel like, yeah, they've got tools to deal with Sven, but if VP execute properly, they have solutions for it.
Yeah, they have, both teams have tools to deal with, either of them, so
So it comes down to execution then, and maybe the vision game as well.
and items. Like, you need a blink on Lion point in the game. And ideally, like, you know, a Ghost Scepter too, so that Sven can't two-shot you. You want a lot of armor items on Razor.
They're prepping bottom lane. Is Arteezy finally going to get to fight? It's been quite a while. 2-0 and 2. He's been quiet. Like the 2 Roshans, but not going to have the opportunity as he does complete his Aghanim Scepter. This is a really scary item on Ursa.
More so when he's level 16. I think when you're level 11, it's like a bit too long to actually use twice in a fight. 24 is prohibitively long, but once you get to level 16, use it twice. Once to jump in and then once to clean up.
And especially if you have the Aegis, he may even get it off a third time.
But it's great. You can cast during Lasso, you get Sven stun, no problem.
And even a lot of the Invoker's kit can be dealt with too.
Yeah, they probably need like a Orchid or I guess a Hex to maybe deal with that, or else just concede the fact that he's going to get his ultimate off and just kite him, which actually seems way more viable.
After to swap him into your fountain.
But then he just enrages.
Yeah, you need the silence or, I guess, like you said, the Hex.
Or just kill everyone else and just ice wall him, cold zap him, tornado him.
Well, the other thing is just to force it out early, so if you can force him to pop the enrage, then you can make a move on him. You don't want to, ideally you don't want to be using the lasso too.
You want to lasso Lion, I would say. Lion or those
Boba, he's got the Invisor and he sneaks up here. Arteezy is up in the front line, so he's getting aggressive, has the ultimate ready, not something yet. They quickly bring down the Beastmaster, never got off the roar. And now Arteezy's in pretty far, so now he's going to walk next to him. They both get locked down for a period. Silent, feeling confident, want to move forward a bit. They lost their tower. It cost them a Beastmaster though.
Everyone's just like, avoid Arteezy, do not fight him. Run away at all costs.
Not feed squads. G gonna rotate down to the bottom lane. Keep protecting his farm with 4 heroes. The river. Grabbing the arcade room, back to the jungle he goes, so. Starting to get towards that late game Sven status. Has all the utility items, the basic, tier 2, tier 3 items, and now we're gonna start to see the big daddy come out. The Daedalus, potentially an upgraded Satanic later on.
A lot of this depends on Invoker's play though. Like,
They found Arteezy.
Invoker has to be threatening enough that all of EG is forced to get BKBs on Razor in particular, and even Ursa, I would say, probably wants to get a BKB. And if VP can force EG to get all of these BKBs and then just rely on False Promise plus Lotus Orbs or swaps to protect their cores, then they'll be way ahead because they can actually invest in damage rather than the BKB. So EG's, they already spent a lot of items that haven't really paid off for them, like the Meg on Nature's Prophet. You see he went back for a Maelstrom because it's a farming game. The Scepter on Ursa doesn't really help with his farming, but he hasn't been able to fight with it. Like, there's a lot of dead gold on EG that you would
Part of the value of those items is that you can have them early, as opposed to, a bigger item that takes longer before it has the effect.
Well, you would want like a Maelstrom first, I would say, on Nature's Prophet. And then if you want the mech, great, and you can get it even quicker with the Maelstrom. But if you don't want it, then you can just go to a pure carry build. But this is, I actually favor VP the more and more this goes late.
They have a gem of their own on DK Phobos. He is getting towards the BKB, and once he gets one, there is only a roar or the Ursa Enrage if he's the target to deal with that lasso. So they don't really have much to stop a BKB lasso late game, and that's a real concern if I'm EG.
They seem to make sure that they don't have vision though. They don't have a good way to get vision. I guess maybe like Force Spirit or like Howl of Terror. Those are not nearly as good as a Beastman Hawk though. So it's okay.
Yeah, EG may have the vision advantage, so vision versus better initiation perhaps is down to prevails. We shall see. G, again, just biding their time. Roshan has respawned now, but VP creeping upwards here in the mid lane, starting to feel more confident. Sven has completed a Crystallis, getting those bigger items. There is a Razor Shivas, so We haven't seen the interaction much, but on paper, Razor definitely one of the best carries to touch the spend. Oh, is going to make the move in. Arteezy there with the blink stun off the bat. DKB gets forced under gun. The Miko goes on Arteezy. They're going to commit onto this, but Arteezy's very tanky. They now left. They're trying to control him and bring him down. Hacking away the silent is too manly, and PPD almost dies to the cleave damage. Power to bounce up with like 3 seconds to go. He's going to turn back with focus on next. Sumail juking through the trees here, but KB's worn out. G might have to, or VP rather, might have to back up. EG are feeling more confident to move in. But BKB down, G on the run. They isolate Lil, trying to bring him down with auto attacks. He never gets the job done. It's a 2-for-1. But they did kill an Ursa, and ultimately, Batrider spent his gold on the missile hammer, so BKB still on the way.
Spen's damage was out of control. He had Alacrity on, and he had like minus 84, I think, from the static point, but he was hitting for 600 damage.
And Ursa cannot man-fight him unless the ult's up. Like, that wasn't even close to being
He had to use it because of the Invoker combo, so...
And that's the thing with your soul is there's a lot of ways to force it out because you have Invoker, you got Avenge Stun, even the Spend Stormbolt could be a problem, obviously the Lasso, so you use one, then you drop all the others.
They were really good at just dealing with Phobos, so he got immediately hexed as he linked in.
They're going to try and contest this Roshan, Sunstrike into the pit, and FNG moving forward, Wave of Terror comes in and will help them. Roshan manages to pull up in there with the point break, it sets up the FNG engines, beautiful stuff from VIRTUS Stone, and now they rush onwards onto PPD, that's by Silent Sword, and looking for more in the pit. Arteezy does get back to them, but the Meatball lays them out, roasted EG, 3 are down, it's up to Arteezy, can he kill with the spend? He's getting kited out, the Yule, the Napalm, it's too much, Artour's down as well, and Universe is gonna make it a 5-man one, can he even get the Phobos kill? Completely outmaneuvered EG, they just want something, they settle for only a bat, not good enough, VP crushing them at the most opportune of moments.
Damn, that coordination from Batrider and Venge. They like swapped into an immediate flame break, and then he stole the Aegis, and then they were all caught in the pit, got caught by an Invoker combo.
He hit at least 3 heroes with like multiple AoE spells there while the Sven was going to work. And they also, the Lion is just helpless. When the Sven BKBs, what does he do? And if they go on the Oracle first,
They still get Invokers.
I don't think they have enough follow-up, like to then go on the Invoker, because that's most of their initiation. It's probably Roar and the Lion jumping him at that point.
Oracle's too deep though. They don't have blinks on the Beastmaster. What are you gonna do, blink in with your Lion? He would instantly die if he blinks in to jump on the
And Lil's
Oracle.
position has been good as well. And now they use the Aether Lens, he can sit even farther back in these fights. Even if Oracle dies, that's what to worry about. But they find Arteezy here. He's doing so much! Arteezy is gonna try to kill Silent Warrior, but still he's got a bit of a chance, but as soon as that ends, no such luck. Sumail surviving for quite a while. Cannot Silent finish the job with him. Retreating, but slowly burning to the Batrider. Arteezy looking for that clap opportunity. Silent, 1 hit, 2 hits, and quick down! It's not enough! Sumail to fall as well! And then on the Fear, the old man's gonna meet the sword too. Even when he's not getting crits, he's doing work. And then when Sounds decides to run well, he's damn tanky that. There's the Sprout though. Can get out of this one. Doesn't look like it. Maybe they can finally bring down the Sven. They do so, but it's an expensive kill. So they've had to commit a lot to bring him down. Ends up being a 4 for 3 there. Do finally kill him off.
They killed the Invoker. I'm surprised that happened. I wasn't sure what happened around on the backside, but he had a very nice combo on 3 heroes, and Sven was kind of left against, it was him against the world. He did kill half the world.
And he does it in 2 attacks. That's what's so impressive about Sven. But now they've ahead, so they have more tools to deal with it. And, well, they're going to first use this one with DK Phobos. Finally get in the mid lane. The Batrider, the man who pays to that reveal. With that, EG sees back some momentum in this game after things started to look a bit bleak.
That cheese really helped too, that they had on Sumail.
He was about to die.
Yeah, I don't think, he doesn't have Sonic Boom yet. Just a couple more levels. So, EG fighting very well though, without the BKBs, managing the Kite Sven. Even a simple Sprout is enough for him at this point.
Here did manage to grab Lil's gem as well during that, so the Batrider vision advantage that they might have had there anymore. Joker has gotten his BKB, just picked it up. G has been enormous in these fights. Even when they end up losing the fight like that last one, the 4-for-3, it feels like the Invoker is just completely controlling EG.
Yeah, if they can get like a simultaneous initiation on the side of EG, like a Blink Hex on one guy and then maybe like a Roar on the Oracle, they do have the Blink now from the Beastmaster, so that's really good for them. That they can perhaps jump multiple people in a fight.
G are moving in. The Radiant jungle looks like they want to do a bit of de-warding. They've got the gem advantage. Silent busy storm will be off. This could backfire. They're leeching out his damage. Silent beats him behind the money. He's going to commit the false promise for this one. Arteezy also leaping forward on FNG. They have to swap him out as well. Then he blinks away. They'll have to sacrifice the support here. G will be dropped, but we're all VP. Using the defensive support to their advantage. Oh! 2PD! The mini damage from the Lion. He's found one. He's looking for a second. There is a bash on Arteezy, so if he gets in range, he might just be able to get the third kill. So 2 supports, and all started with the Sven.
Flashbacks from Quantic Gaming with the Sven stun on the board.
I mean, normally that's okay, but in that particular case, they just so happen to have 3 heroes there. This one wasn't a misclick though, it was just maybe an ill-advised click.
I'm so surprised he escaped. Even with the false promise, I still thought he was going to die.
Yeah, well they have that and the swap. If it's just one, maybe he goes down there.
They actually need a Lotus Orb. Like if they had Lotus Orb and they threw it on the bat, like Beastmaster could roar himself, Lion could hex himself. Like,
Lotus Orb and Lincoln Sphere are both really good this game against CG because it's all single target and targetable spells, really.
People don't really like Lincoln that much versus the MP, because MP can pop it anywhere on the map. But I think Lotus is way better.
Farming up ancient, but their shark has been purchased here on this map. For now, it looks like the Dominator was either sold or stash. But Silent has gotten rid of his lifesteal for the time being, and there is no Flads up. He'll be very reliant on that Oracle to keep him alive in fights.
He's still level 19. He's having a really hard time hitting 21. I guess he sold his Midas, I suppose? Yeah, he sold his Midas actually. He has 5,300 gold, but he's still actually still hurting a little bit on levels. Gets some room to upgrade with the Octarine. You don't see many Invokers sell their Midas until they're actually 6-slotted though. And then save for buyback, go for BOT2s, but he might have trouble peeking out at this point.
G, moving down the middle lane. Universe back can always rejoin the party, and he almost has the Mjolnir. They can throw on Sumail and upgrade his lightning output. TZ, I believe, has completed an Abyssal Blade, not sure where his gold went, but now it's Tornado coming in mid. Trying to slow things down, they're also going to snare Arteezy for a little bit, lobbing out the Fortune's End, but Arteezy continues to hammer away at the tower. Glyph still ready, swap available, lots of tools here to start a fight. Let's let Bat Rider, but Ursa just not the ideal target, so they'll settle for a heavy amount of chip damage and then back off.
So EG still have to...
Oh, it's the BKB. He went back for a BKB on the Ursa.
Yeah, you just have to get it versus Invoker. It's... like Ice Wall will just destroy you in the team fight if you don't have it. It's really tough to Invoker. So here they go. They would just want to catch VP outside of their base. VP need gem. They bought another gem. Looks like Phobos has one.
They are hugging the base. VP. Vision a bit lacking. They do see that top lane pushing in. They're waiting for someone from EG to go and defend it, and then they might try and sweep the jungle and go up for a spot of de-warding Arteezy, farming at the big camp. G just occupying that woods. Cheese is up on Sumail. They'll have some time here if they want to move in with the Aegis. Looks like about 2 and 3/4 minutes or so. Quite a bit of time left.
I think one item that EG is missing is a Solar Crest. If they get a Solar Crest, like Sven is, he doesn't have enough item slots to get MKB, and it's not like they're going to get an Atos or something to counter it. So that will reduce his damage by a lot. You want that one hit to miss so that no one gets cleaved.
Oh, EG, they just saw the Invoker kill off the Hawk, and VP are smoked. They might be able to backstab EG. This could be the perfect counter smoke. Sven now showing himself, or maybe it's a disaster. Let's see. Silent kept the line now, 4 steps back to safety. One swing of that sword, and he's already brought Arteezy down the head. He's a fully free the false promise, keeping him fighting shape. Now back away, survives for the time being, but Arteezy just forward his next false progress. He quickly drops. G's gonna save him. Needs to build out the Sprout there. The finger finishes the job. PPD gets it done, and Arteezy will limp away to safety. They finally slain the beast using a beast of their own. They force out the buybacks on the Oracle and the Sven. EG walk away with that huge advantage.
That's still vision advantage and being able to jump to Oracle and force that many cooldowns at the start of the fight.
Gotta get something now.
Yeah.
Those buybacks committed, but Tornado's off the mark. G is gonna zero in onto Universe. Oh! Didn't actually see him there.
If they lose this fight right now, they just give me
Hex on the DK Phobos, and Will sitting back behind him. They need to protect the Batrider. No BKB, no blast. The Batrider's gonna jump. That's a gem down as well. G trying to go to work on Arteezy, but Arteezy has his ultimate. It'll be very tanky. Where's the Sven? What can he possibly do at this point? He's nowhere near the team. He's actually pushing out the bottom wave while G runs for his life. Save your brother, Silent. There's something. I'll make it out, but another key hero drop to make the baby before some Batrider buyback. EG lost nothing in this fight, absolutely nothing. And now here comes in, double jam, falling out of control. Stormbolt comes through, but Arteezy just immediately enrages, gets to work. Now the Bat has to buy back the Invoker as well. This is basically a do or die now for VP. Can they hold? Do they have anything left in the tank? G just outmaneuvered them and outfought them time and again. Arteezy gets pulled in, but he's got his mother in range, so it's going to be a very tough kill. PPD, you don't stop it, jumps it with the sun. Silent has got buried, trying to go Crimson, hoping for the clear, but Arteezy gets the bat, jumps in, the Sven is down, dead for 100, and now on the G towards the fountain. EG rallying the VP backline. They farmed all game, but EG just outfought them when it counted. Another buyback, this one on the bench. But what can a lowly vengeful spirit do? A 6,500 gold swing. Pain ensues for VP. And you can see them talking it over, hardly even leaving the fountain. Without their hyper carry, there is little hope of holding that bottom lane. Can they even hold mid? It's 80 seconds without him.
EG, at the end of the day, they distributed their farm much better. Like, they have 4 heroes that are pretty darn farmed, and Beastmaster providing, you know, nice support to the crew, and they did a really good job of controlling Oracle. And Oracle, unfortunately, you know, he doesn't have Glimmer, he doesn't have a Blink Dagger, he doesn't have a Force Staff. There's very few ways that he can actually keep himself alive without expending his ult. But once that happens, Sven or Batrider becomes very, very useless. And Invoker's still, you know, not reaching that magic level when EG didn't have their BKBs that I think would have been a huge game changer in the team fights.
So the way things are developing, it sounds like you're pinning it more on the execution here in the mid game as opposed to the way the heroes match up at this stage, or you brought up earlier, VP don't have that, you know, level of farm on the Batrider, and we've noticed the supports, they're not really good farming supports. They don't really scale all that well with items the way like EG's heroes necessarily do. Beastmaster, for example.
It's a cumulative effort, right? You have Nature's Prophet pushing out all your lanes in. So as a response, you need people to push lanes back out. But if you're solo, then you might get picked up by the Beastmaster, who can scout behind that hero, see if there's heroes waiting. You also have like 1, 2, 3, 4 Roshas going EG's way that VP have to burn through. You have Invoker not having the super deafening blast. You have Batrider not being able to get that many clean jumps because he gets hexed instantly. You don't have any Lotus Orbs on the side of VP. You have gems lost. So it's just a lot of small things. You have a little bit of execution, I would say, but I don't know. They had that one really good Roche fight. I thought they were in a pretty good driver's seat from there. But EG, they used their smoke so much better than VP did.
VP only lost 1 lane thus far, and they do have a tier 2 top, so we're not out of it yet. How do they get back into it?
They use so many buybacks. It's hard because you can't kill the Ursa. He has Enrage into BKB into Enrage, and if you throw enough cooldowns at him, you're going to lose because this Nature's Prophet, who actually does a lot of damage now with Maelstrom and Daedalus, is going to wreck your weak supports, your Vengeful Spirits and your Oracles.
And he's never going to be the target with the way the game's developing.
Yeah, so...
Also worth mentioning, Razor now has a Butterfly, so Sven really needs an MKB.
Yeah, I think they had to do the same thing that you did VP, which is jump to support. You have to kill the Lion. Like, the Lion Hex, I guess even the Prophet Hex, too. Like, Sprout is even a big problem now, because it's so late that no one has Quelling Blades. Like, you have 1 Force Staff, and you have one 4-step on Venge, one 4-step on Batrider, but like your cooldowns are like very, very precious. You can't afford to waste that just on a Sprout, which is pretty low cooldown, and not even like, you know, you usually don't think of Sprout as being a big deal, but it is in this case. He's died a couple of times to it already.
There's an Octarine on Invoker, and I'm really starting to feel like G is the key.
Yeah, he is.
G has to play godly Invoker.
They don't have a Hex though, so they don't have any way to stop EG from popping their cooldowns. He can pop and Rage whenever. He can pop BKB whenever. So can the Razor. Like without a Hex, which is, you know, where you wish you maybe had a Batrider who had that, or Invoker who had a little bit more farm, could carry that piece.
P holding back here, very defensive posture at the base. Buybacks are low, and they simply can't afford to be throwing any more gold at them. Violent will push out this top lane. G looks like an uncontested Roche again. Only the first Roche really tested it all. That was the game changer, it felt like, for VP when they were able to snag that, but since then, pretty much every stage is going VP way.
See how well Universe transitions too. He's on top of the net worth now, even though like he didn't have that great of a game. There's a lot of other heroes that require farm, and even on top of that, like it's super late into the game. They've gotten a lot of Roaches, yet they still have room for H's and G's. Like each of their gold is just worth so much more because they're able to spread it out over so many different heroes. You don't have like consume a Moonshard, which is not that great. You don't have to drop your HOD in base on Silent, which is also not that great. You don't have to sell your Midas on Invoker. Oh, what happened?
VP. The hold here is EG move in. The whole gang is in position. This is going to be the hardest hold VP have had to make all game long, but they need to. If they drop this second lane of Rex, it's likely the game. Their last stand begins. Sumail, the man in front right now, lashing away at the melee Rex. The glyph is popped. Rather relatively early. Brown able to do it from the forward to the jumps in right away. On FNG pops the BKB as Posey Rage finishes him off. The Batrider initiation completely countered. Meteor rolls down onto EG, but they're very tanky. BKB preventing the damage. And the Sprout just makes Silent useless during this fight. Oracle keeps him alive, but he's not finishing on damage. Shooting the cleave, and it's from both combos that he explodes. EG have completely broken through. The racks are now down, and it might even just be straight onto the tier 4. Sumail is feeling like this one's in the bag as he begins to dive even towards the fountain. He'll halt that aggression. He'll focus on the objectives here. Focus on the win. Tornado coming through. The stalling tactics, but it's not much longer. They can afford to wait. VIRTUS Pro over on the base of Shambles and EG on the verge of taking the game one like favorites coming into this group and looking like they deserve the title now. They're diving the well. They roll on the G. They're gonna maul him in the pit. Death by the bear. EG emerge victorious, and they will take game number 1. Sumail, the casual refresher orb to celebrate this glorious victory. They definitely had their spots, but EG just, it really feels like they just outplayed them in the clutch fights.
It's really crazy how EG's lineup was so strong in all phases of the game. They were pushing towers 7-8 minutes in. They got every single Roche